Now, a trip to the hospital isn't exactly a task that anybody really wants to do, but this kind of situation can be especially difficult for autistic people. However, there is support in place to actually make this easier, and this is what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Welcome to One Awesome Autistic! I'm trying to be upbeat because this isn't a very nice topic to be talking about, and it can be very triggering for some people, and I'll try and put a content warning. There's a couple of times I will be talking about injections and that kind of thing, so if you get really upset or listening to that kind of stuff, you can just skip it over a little bit. It's not much, but it is there, unfortunately. So in this little first bit, there is a bit of a small content warning. See, I've been going through a bit of a recent bout of illness. It's been going on for 2 months or so, and if you've seen my vlogs and what have you, then you'll know that I have had to go for tests, got blood tests coming up as well, and these kinds of things cause me absolute severe anxiety. I have anxiety tablets, they don't even work, my anxiety is so bad, so it just causes a lot of distress for me. So I was wondering if there was anything in place that actually would make these kind of situations easier on me and easier for other autistic people out there. And guess what? There is! Hooray! Firstly, if you're being referred by your GP for an actual stay in hospital, he'll be sending a referral letter to that hospital, and you can make sure that he actually puts in that letter some information about what type of disability you have, what kind of needs and adjustments you will actually need during your stay. So the hospital gets that information along with the referral, so they've got it really, really early. And when you get confirmation of your referral, then you can also double check as well. You can ring, or if you've got a carer or support worker, you can contact the relevant department and actually double check that they received that information in the referral. If they didn't, or you forgot or anything like that, then you can just let them know yourselves that you're autistic, or you have ADHD, or you have a learning disability, or anything else is going to affect your stay, and you can ask them for any kind of adjustments that you might need. What you can also do as well to back this up is ask your GP for a healthcare passport, and this is just a little document where you put that kind of information in on what your disability is, how it affects you. You can put things like the kind of things you like, the stuff you dislike, your interests, all those kind of things can be put in this document, and it's something then that you take to the hospital when you go. But what is really, really crucial about that document is that you put in your preferred method of communication. So if you find it hard to remember the things you're told, or you easily become overwhelmed with a lot of information, then you can ask for it to be put in an easy to read written format instead, and this will then be given you, and you can then read that in your own time and absorb that information a lot easier. If you have a carer or support worker, and this includes during this kind of like uncertain time of what's happening with COVID and what have you, is that actually they can be present when you receive information, so that they're also receiving the information, because they might need to know this information as well. But then if you don't understand something and they do understand it, then they can explain it a lot easier to you. They can also ask questions on your behalf as well. Now, a lot of people don't have a support worker, a carer, or don't have anybody that can be present with them. Then some hospitals do provide what is called a learning disability liaison nurse. Now, even though it's classed as a learning disability liaison nurse, then I'm pretty sure that they can also be present for people with autism and other disabilities. When you know you're going to get a referral, you can ask your GP if the hospital that they're wanting to send you to actually has a liaison nurse, if you feel that that is something that you might need. If they don't, then you can actually request to be referred to a different hospital that does have a liaison nurse, and this nurse can meet you basically as soon as you enter the hospital, so they can get to know you a little bit better, get to know your needs, and this is where that healthcare passport will come in handy, because you can give them that to explain in quicker way what it is you're going to need. Little pesky content warning here, I'm going to be talking about needles, unfortunately. When you're in hospital, usually if you're going to be undergoing a procedure or you're in for any kind of stay, there's going to be injections or blood tests or both, unfortunately. It's just a fact of what needs to happen. But you don't necessarily have to be having a hospital stay to have an injection or a needle done, so this can also apply to those circumstances. Myself, I am terrified of having any kind of needles. I found this bit of information very, very helpful, and fingers crossed this will actually be provided for me. But you can request to have numbing cream just to make it easier and kind of take away a bit of the pain and sensitivity of what it feels like to have the injection or any kind of needle piercing your skin. And there shouldn't really be any hospital or any blood test department that doesn't offer this, to be honest. I'll update in a vlog in a couple of weeks to let you know how mine went and whether they did provide that numbing cream. It's something I requested at the time I booked my appointment online. Obviously there is other information out there, but I just felt like these things that I've highlighted are the most important ones. I'll link the website below where I got all this information from, and then you can see the other little bits of information for yourself as well. I didn't want to bombard you with everything that's written on there. You can just read it at your own leisure that way. I hope the bits of information that I picked out does help anybody going for a hospital stay or going for any kind of procedure and make it a little bit less stressful for you. I know this information has helped me out so far, but for now I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.